Next guest is a great comedian who loves the Yankees almost as much as I do. Ladies and gentlemen, Artie Lange. Artie, good to have you on the show.
It's good to be. I've been watching in my dressing room. This is a great show, Reggie. You know what this show looks like?
What's that?
It looks like you called an escort service. I said, here's what I want.
Whoa.
I want a blonde chick with an English accent. I want a huge black guy. A Spanish guy with a mustache. A preppy broad. And you have anyone who looks like Elvis Costello. And it's fun. It's fun. It's like that's what.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Artie's got
Thank you.
Artie's got a new book out, Crash and Burn.
Yeah.
Took a little look at it, had a little chance to read it. Artie, it's a movie. It really is. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. Call somebody. You know anybody?
Has anybody called you?
No, just my uncle who was mad about a story. But he builds decks. I don't think he can get a film made.
Okay.
What's in it? What's in the book? What's the?
It's about. I was a heroin addict for a long time and in show business, and it's just a cautionary tale about why you shouldn't do drugs. And I'd love to say the real reason I wrote it is to help people, but I wrote it for $800,000.
Well, speaking of money, you talk about your excessive gambling in there, now no gambling. What's it like watching sports if you haven't bet on them?
Well, I discovered that I'm not that big a sports fan.
Matters more when you've got money on it.
Yeah, right. If I don't have my mortgage on it, I'm not a big Virginia Tech fan. But you guys out there, you should not do drugs. And the reason is I'm 46 years old and I look like Regis's uncle.
Artie, you're a huge Yankees fan and I'm a huge Red Sox fan, but we have one thing in common. We both don't like Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah.
What don't you like about him?
Well, what's there to like?
Yeah,
I mean, the guy is just a scumbag. He does the direct opposite of what we pay him to do. We pay him $32 million a year to hit the baseball, then he doesn't hit the baseball. He's like a guy you hire to mow your lawn. And instead of mowing your lawn, he comes over and throws up on your lawn. And then the next day he shows up and wants the money. And you go, well, you threw up on my lawn, you didn't mow it. He's like, no, I have an agent who says you owe me the money. I don't like the guy.
Do you think that Robinson Cano deserves
Cano deserves
a $300 million a year contract?
No. Even Jay-Z's not going to get that for him. We're not going to be that stupid. That's dumb. He's 31 years old. I don't think he deserves it. And I just hope this is a trend.
What should they pay him?
He's worth about, 22, 25 a year, maybe,
Okay.
I'll take it.
30, I know, that doesn't sound obnoxious. 30 is ridiculous.
25 is not.
Yeah, I guess, if you save a few $1 million, maybe you can sign a pitcher or something.
Yeah.
We need pitching. In keeping with the trend, I just hired Lil Wayne as my agent.
All right. So you have this crazy sports show.
Yeah.
Kosta and I have been on your show. Look in those archives. We're funny.
God.
But as a guy that grew up listening to sports radio, how did that happen? You went from Howard Stern to being the sports guy, and you just told us you don't like sports.
Well, no, it's not really. It's just I can talk about whatever.
We've been on it. We know.
I talk about whatever I want. They let me. It's one of those jobs where I'll just keep showing up till they tell me not to go. It's a great studio, and the segments are so short. On Howard, we would talk for an hour and a half about stuff.
Right.
There, you get going, and you got to hit a post and go to a commercial break. And I don't know
it doesn't matter in the middle of somebody talking like, "I'm going to break." I just started.
Speaking of sport, your case. It's billiards and Papa-Shaw. There's sports everywhere.
It is. It's fun. Yeah. I know. It's every trigger a gambling addict.
I hate having to break up this happy party, but that's exactly what we're going to have to do because we now have to go to break.
Well, Richard Petty wouldn't shut up.
I'm telling you.
The escort service, Paul. I've got another client.
Artie's book, Crash and Burn, available online and in bookstores everywhere.
For free tickets to Crowd Goes Wild at Chelsea Piers in New York City, go to foxsports.com/CGW.